Hi everybody, Stefan here from Alittleolder channel, and today I want to show you a really nice knife, the Zero Tolerance 0470. Hi everybody, welcome again to my review of this knife, the Zero Tolerance 0470. I recently learned of this knife when I saw the review on EDC Gear reviews, and then later I found out it was the only CT knife that was shown at Blade Show this year, but I hadn't watched any Blade Show coverage, so I didn't know of this knife at all, and I usually like Dmitry Sinkevich's designs a lot. And this one is a particularly interesting one because it has a lot to do with the original 0450, which I'll put beside it just for a second, and let's get rid of the box, otherwise it messes with the autofocus, because it is born from this knife. But then there was the Kershaw Atmos, which was a really nice, also Dmitry Sinkevich designed knife that had ball bearings, so not the usual bead safe, and it had or has carbon fiber inlays, which are very popular currently. And this brought up the production of the 0470 because it has the very same dimensions as the Atmos, just multiplied by 1.5 it would seem. So you have, instead of the cheap carbon fiber inlay, you have marbled carbon fiber here. Instead of the 8CR13 MOV, you have 20 CV. But let's go over the dimensions right now. So our knife has a blade length of 3.4 inches, which makes it 8.6 centimeters at all, which is a nice length for a knife that's in this class. Usually they are a bit shorter. And the overall length is 7.8 inches, which is 19.8 centimeters, which is again larger than the current trend, which is kind of very small knife. As for the knife itself, it is a titanium frame lock with a steel insert. Yeah, you might notice here on my finger, that was when I hit the grill yesterday. I noticed you're not supposed to touch the electric glowing things. Well, you never stop learning. Here we can see it locks at about 15 to 20%, I would say more 15. You can see here a lot has been carved out to get it a bit lighter, and this is done very nicely. It still is a drop point blade made from 20 CV steel, which is, again, like I said to a friend recently, part of the holy trinity of steels. It is 20 CV, M390 and CTS 204P, all basically the same steel. And as with all zero tolerance knives, here we have the blade, which says 0470, which is the number of the knife. It says Sinkevich Design, as they always name the designer, and the serial number, in my case 0771. And here you now have the steel, which is CPM 20 CV. It used to be the opposite. It is centered, of course, as you can expect from a zero tolerance knife, quite perfectly. You can't always catch it on video, but I'm rechecking it. Yes, it is centered completely perfect. It flips very well running on steel bearings. So those KVD bearings, the Kershaw Velocity technology, opens every time. You don't really need to push button it, you can just light switch it, no problem at all. It is very nicely done, everything. There is no micrometer here that they don't want to have here. Here you have a nice pocket clip which is reversible, which is nice that they are still doing that for the 10 or 11% that are left-handed. We have a nice backspacer of which I don't know the material exactly. It might be G10. I don't know. It is not steel, that's for sure. Or, well, it could be titanium, but you know how it is. You can't really feel from touching the stuff what it is anymore. You also have very interesting pivot designs here. Of course, they just have the usual torques in the end, but these are some nice pivots. They are very similar to the 0456 pivots. That's when they started that, kind of. That is another knife designed by Dmitry Sinkevich. Okay, I'll say we're gonna check out now if this knife can actually cut, and I'll see you right after. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's check out the weight. It is 91 grams, which is a really nice weight for a knife this big. And here we have ounces, which is 3.17. And finally, let's check out the width of the blade, which is 3.07, which is exactly what the maker has provided in the specs. I just like to double check. The same with the handle, which is 1.21. Okay, I say at this point we compare it with the other sizes. First, as always, the Chris Reeve knives large in cozy. And you can see the large in cozy still is a bigger knife. Wait, that's a bit... Here you can see both the handle as the blade are larger than this knife. Here we already showed this knife. I'm interested myself. Yeah, it seems it is a bit shorter both in the handle and the blade. That was interesting to me. And here again the Atmos, which is basically the father of this knife. And if this was the mother, this is now the father. Exact same proportions, just a bit smaller. Well, a lot smaller. And then two more knives, I'd say. First we have the Kershaw Clash here, which I'm just using because a lot of people know that, so you can check the length from there and see in comparison how big this knife is, and the Clash is shorter on both sides. And finally I want to compare it against the big knife of mine, the Custom Knife Factory SSE, which is one of my largest knives. And here you can see it dwarfs this knife both at the blade side and the handle side. As for a summary, I think this is a fantastic knife, especially the marbled carbon fiber. That's something you gotta experience. And as you saw in the cutting footage, this knife actually cuts. Nothing is wiggling here, but that's not this knife. That's all zero tolerance knife. It is a great knife that really has very few negative aspects. You can wear, you can carry it in every kind of grip. The only one that you might take objection to is the draw grip, because you land exactly on the pocket clip, but you aren't supposed to use that anyway. All other are perfect. It is perfectly well made. It is a nice form. There's really nothing negative from my end to say about it. And I really liked the Atmos when this one came out. And I actually said in the review, I wish we had one better with better materials for more money, because I'm not wishing for one with better materials for the same money, because that's not very likely to come true. But this one really is fantastic. A little knife. If you can't afford the zero tolerance, then be sure to check out this Kershaw Atmos. But that's all I can say about this for now. I hope you enjoyed this review. By the way, the zero tolerance is $240 currently at Knife Center. I put the link in the description. If you enjoyed this review, please give me a thumbs up. It'll help the video get seen by more people. And if you want, please subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified about new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments and I'll answer each and every one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.